it's a practice that I'd suggest you do every day, or as close to every day as you possibly can. An application of oil to the body. In Sanskrit, it's called Abhyanga. Why would you want to do this? It's found that it helps the skin tremendously. The skin will get softer and better in appearance and look much younger. But it also helps with stiffness in the body, so the body becomes more flexible. It's said to increase longevity, and it increases circulation through the body as well. And there are many other benefits. We're not massaging the body in the way that you might be accustomed to thinking of, but rather our purpose is to have slow, calm touch with this application of the oil. This particular method is called snehan. The oil is applied in a liberal way, and I'll show you in a few moments how to do that. The purpose is the long, slow touch, and then of course the absorption of the oil. And then it's also done with medicated oils, oils that have herbs that are decocted into them. And so then there is the benefit of the absorption of the herbs as well. It is particularly beneficial when it is practiced over a long period of time. The practice of Abhyanga, or self-application of oil, is primarily for the purpose of calming vata dosha. The oil is ideally applied according to the movements of what are called the vayus, or also called the 5 subdoshas of vata dosha. So if this oil is applied by someone else, there's a very specific way of doing it. And when you apply it to yourself, we come just as close as we can to that. The first part then is to heat the oil, and then put some of the oil into your hand and have it as warm as you can be reasonably comfortable with it. And use the palms of your hands more than the fingers. The first is what's called apana, or the downward moving energies. And so we'll work from the navel down. So you apply the oil, slow movements, downward, around the pelvic area and around the sides. And then the same thing on the low back, starting from the waist area down. Then we work the legs, starting with the left leg, work long on the muscles and circular on the joints, using the palms of the hands. And then the same thing on each part of the leg, long on the muscles and circular on the joints. Now you might sit down to do this, or you might have a chair to help you with it. Ideally, you would work on the bottoms of the feet and work all the way down the feet. And then doing the right leg exactly the same way. The hips could be done right at the beginning of the legs, or you could do it as you finish the legs. Next is prana and udana. So we're going to work from the navel up along the front side of the spine, and then you can work around the breasts and on the sides. And ideally, you would go ahead and put the oil in all the places where hair grows. So for example, under the arms and on the pubic bone. So slow, smooth movements. Then after you've worked the sides, either with the opposite hand or with that same hand as you can, then you work the back as much as possible. So if you can, work up the spine with one hand, and you can work the other side with the other hand. And work up the entire spine. If you can have someone help you with this, then it's ideal. So again, we want slow, long movement up along the spine. From there, we can work what's called samana. This starts at the navel, and it's a spiral. And so you put some more oil into the hand and then work clockwise from the navel out just one time. slow and smooth. And then finishing on the left side. Then we can come up and we'll do the left shoulder. Again, more oil each time you need it. And circular movement on the joint. Long movements on the muscle. All the way around, covering all the skin as you possibly can. Again, working all the way down, working long on the fingers and hands. And then doing the right side. Shoulder, upper arm, elbow, lower arm, and hands. Working up the neck, you can do it either when you're working prana udana, or you can do it at the end. And then working the face as well, and the scalp. The oil does very nicely on the hair, but that's a personal choice. As you work up the neck, again, using the fingers as if they're one piece, or using the palm of the hand as it's possible or comfortable for you. Work also rubbing right behind the base of the ears, just a few times, 2 to 3 times. And then working down the lymph glands just right under the ears. You can add a face portion, which is, again, applying oil to the face. So you can apply some oil in an upward movement, and then you can use the index finger, starting right at the sides of the nostrils, and work down along underneath the cheekbone, and then right up just outside on the temples. And then the same thing from the sides of the nose, up above the eyebrows, and then again ending right up at the temples. And then a spot right at the middle of the lips, underneath, and then along the ridge at the base of the jaw, right up to the ears. Ideally, you would leave the oil on for 20 minutes and then have a warm shower, not using soap. So we'd like to give the oil the opportunity to absorb more fully with the warm water, and leaving a little bit on the skin is usually helpful for protection and has the skin feel very nice. It's better to do it and leave it on 5 minutes than to not do it at all. It's especially helpful to apply oil before you go on a trip, and then as soon as you get where you're going, apply oil again, and you'll find that you feel much more grounded and have a calmer feeling after the trip. I think you'll find it to be an extremely useful practice.